Good morning, friends. Another episode of Sammy and Marissa's Husbands. Another week, another coffee pod for you. So we might end up doing the coffee pod. I think it's nice to knock out the pod on a Sunday morning before the wives get too antsy and start bitching at us for taking their time. Um, it's nice. I like doing it in the morning. It's good. Nice little change of pace. But yeah, hope everybody has a good week and let's get into it. So the agenda today is pretty much the same as it always is. We'll talk lives of recent, we'll talk some current events, we'll talk random questions, Pat's peeves, Mike's likes. I got a quote of the week for you guys and then some closing comments. So Tyler's gonna kick it off and start with lives of recent. What's been up?
Softball keeps getting rained out. We've been rained out for two full
Still?
weeks. 2 full weeks haven't played. Um, and that was we had a couple rain delays for our second game in the playoffs. So that ended up being played where they lost to Good Hops. And then we've had 2 weeks of rain delays for our third game of the playoffs.
So is it double elimination in the playoffs?
Yeah. So we won our first game, lost to Good Hops, and now we have the second game or the third game. And we have it's scheduled for Monday, and it was nice most of the day yesterday. But then, of course, torrential downpour overnight. So it's honestly, I'm fucking. They should just cancel the season.
Just give the championship to Good Hops.
Yeah. I mean, just I want a little asterisk that says we were not officially eliminated.
There. So technically you won.
I think we should get a piece of the trophy.
I think that's doable.
Then me and Wes got our schedules aligned, and we saw that movie Weapons, which was a scary movie. I give it a 7.8. I thought it was really good, but I didn't think it was great.
Okay, what did I know Mike reviewed that one as well. What was the difference in you two's reviews?
I think he gave it a 9.1.
Damn,
Yeah.
he's giving out cake ratings.
He's a little more generous with his ratings than I am, I think. I don't want to say he's wrong because uh, movies are subjective. So, I mean, it's his rating, you know?
That is fair.
But I could see how somebody could really think that's like a great film.
I can see it.
And, just work. I cut probably more fish than I've ever cut in my life this week. Uh, Not that we were like just because we were slow some days, so it was like a good opportunity for me to get in there and just cut
Fucking slaying fish.
mahi, flounder, Caribbean red snapper, black sea bass. Easy, easy money shit.
That's what's up. Sometimes it's nice to be a little slow and feel like you get caught up on stuff.
I had to go on a couple collection runs. People people owing us money, so I had to hit them with the need this by EOD,
Oh, a
and
little
then
EOD.
after I say EOD, they suddenly are getting my text messages.
What does general EOD mean for you guys?
End of
And I
day,
mean, I know end of day, but like time.
midnight for me,
Midnight. Okay.
like because they can pay online.
Okay. Okay. I got you. Yeah, we say like we
Typically
have
5 p.m.
okay, yeah, like we do a close of business. Like we say like, yo, I need this by COB. So close of business means generally the rule is 5 p.m. Um like I need this by 5 p.m. COB.
And it's really just more of a way to get them to respond to me.
Yeah, it means like a like this has to happen
And
today.
it's not like they're one day late and I'm doing that.
Yeah, right, right.
Yeah, they're 2 weeks late, 3 weeks late. This one dude was 2 months late,
See, that's crazy.
and it was only $70. And I was like, I said that to him, and he was like, "Oh, I can run by the shop today." And I was like, "Don't worry about that. I'll come by.
Yeah.
I'll make it easy on you. I'll come by and I'll just pick it up." And then I get there, and he's the nicest fucking guy. He's such a cool dude. Like I don't understand the not paying.
He's probably very unorganized and keeps forgetting, to be honest. It's not like he's like, you know what? Fuck Seaview. Not paying him.
Yeah, because he I know he had the money because he pulled out a fat wad of like 4 grand to pay me $70.
Yeah. No, people like I'm surprised how successful some people are that are just so unorganized.
Big time. Like people in accounting that I deal with, I'm like, how are you guys running a business?
It's honestly shocking sometimes. Like I'm not the most like efficient person in the world, but I'm very like every day I go into work, like the first thing I do is I make like a list of things that have to be done today. Like I don't know, I just feel like other people just don't do that. They just kind of flow through the workday and get things done as they come up versus and then like so many things I think pass by that you forget about because they're just in the back of your mind and not just like literally in your face. So I think that's how things like that happen. Like you're just unorganized as fuck, and if you're not seeing it on your desk, then you're not thinking about it, and then you end up being 2 months late on $70.
Wes actually put me on getting a notebook and writing stuff down.
Yeah, man.
Like when something comes in, like you get a phone call and you need something, instead of just being like, okay, I'll remember it, you just fucking write it in your notebook.
Yeah, dude. We call it green notebook leadership.
What is it called?
Green notebook leadership. That's
Green.
just yeah, it's like the Army's term for it, I guess. So like uh the army orders these little notebooks and they're not necessarily pocket-sized notebooks. They're small enough to fit in like your cargo pocket, but it's like bulky. So it's a decent sized notebook. You have room to write everything. But the ones they order are green. I don't know why. It's not really even army green, it's just green. But um the message I guess behind it is like stop being a leader with your phone and sending messages and things to like people that work for you through your phone. Like get away from that. Like write things down in a notebook, have like a priority list, and then get in front of the people that work for you and talk to them. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
Yeah.
I'm with
Green
it.
notebook leadership. Because, so many people, even like big ass CEOs and huge managers of these companies, like they're leaders from their emails.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, I don't want to work for somebody that's going to be like conding, condescending to me in an email. Like, if you got something, if you got beef with me, if you got something to tell me that I'm not going to want to do, don't hide behind a computer screen to tell me that. Like, bring the group together and be like, hey, boys, this is going to fucking suck. But guess what? We got to do it. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. People are tough on emails, and I'm like, you wouldn't be like this in the office.
Yeah, don't hide behind your screen. You won't say this. You won't have this energy in person.
Yeah, 0% chance. And if you do, whatever. I respect that too.
Yeah, then you know
Like,
what? Maybe it's a different
okay,
conversation.
sure. All right. I've had to kind of be dealing with, we have a lot of people working with us right now who are not self-starters.
Hmm.
Like they do their task and then they just kind of like sit there. And I hate that.
Yeah.
Just be busy. Like they used to say this shit at Harris Teeter, which I hated when I worked at Harris Teeter. But it's like if you can lean, you can clean.
Yeah, they said that dumb shit at B-dubs too.
Like Sure, it's annoying, but like, there's something you could be doing other than sitting on the fucking back dock on your phone for 15 minutes.
Yeah. Um, Something that we've kind of done, like in terms of that, is trying to put people at lower levels like in charge of things to make them more responsible for certain things. It's like, hey, you know, you're going to be responsible for if this gets done. And it might be like a group effort thing. It might not be a just them thing, but they're the ones that has to like answer for it if it doesn't get done. So it makes them a little bit more accountable and take a little bit more ownership in certain areas. So I mean, that could be like a way to think about it is if like there's this one dude in the back that's just like, hey, I show up on time, I clock in, I cut my fish, or I mop my floor before I have to go home. Like put them in charge of a certain aspect of what goes on and be like, yo, this isn't your you're not the only one that has to do this, but you're ultimately the one that has to oversee it. And it almost feels to them like it's some sort of promotion in a sense. But in reality, you're just trying to get them to take ownership for their shit.
Yeah, that's the motherfuckers are just like, oh, I don't know what to do. I'm like, I'll smack you in the mouth. I'll open hand smack you in the mouth. There's so much stuff to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel
People are
that.
just,
Soldiers are the worst about that too. Like there's infinite amount of things that can happen. There's never nothing to do. We have so much shit to do that there's never any chance that we get it all done. And you'll see them like up there. It's like a Monday afternoon at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. There's like four of them sitting up there on their phone, and I'm just like, dude, I've been running around with my head cut off since freaking 6 a.m. this morning. If you guys don't get off your phone, I'm gonna freak the fuck out.
yeah, you think they're on their phones in China, dude?
Yeah, exactly. In China.
Yeah, and my aunt had her 85th birthday yesterday.
Hey,
My grandma's sister.
that's what's up. Did you go? Did y'all do something?
Yeah, we just had a little like get together at my aunt's house, my aunt Lisa's house.
Hmm.
Just had some rotisserie chicken, a little salad. I went with French dressing. I don't usually get
Oh,
that, but it was
wow.
pretty good.
Okay.
Um, Rotisserie chicken, little mashed potato, little mac and cheese, little coleslaw, and then my aunt Sandy made a cake that was like, you know, like chocolate frosted munchkins.
No chocolate. Just the munchkins.
Yeah, like they're chocolate, but they have like the
Yeah.
white glaze
Yeah, but chocolate.
frosted,
Yeah.
not chocolate frosted. You know
Not
what I'm saying?
not chocolate frosted, but chocolate frosted.
Yeah, yeah, chocolate.
Yeah, there you go. That was
Anyway,
better.
um, she made like a cake. It's called like a bundt cake, I guess. That basically tasted like that. It was fucking fire.
So what's up? That sounds fun.
And then so I'd been up since 5 a.m. yesterday, and then we got home at 9 p.m. and I was just fucking dead to the world.
Yeah, it's a long day.
I had
It's a
four
long
cups of
day.
coffee.
Eh, I kind of had probably something similar, but it was for very different reasons. But um, let's talk about these commercials. Let's talk about these seafood commercials.
Oh, okay. I've
Because
you've seen my work.
I've seen, I think both. I think there's been two.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've seen both of them. Um, is is the big summer blowout? Is that a bit
So that's like from Frozen.
like the movie?
Yeah, so like it's summer during that movie and then it becomes like ice. And then they go to like a dude's house and then he's like big summer blowout.
Mm, okay. I think people are thinking that it's your New York accent.
That's not what people from New York sound like. Also, I don't have an accent.
No, I get that. I'm agreeing with you. Like people have commented, and like I'm hearing that wherever you're from accent come out, and I'm like, I think it's a bit.
Of
I think it
course
was
it's a
like I think it was like one of your aunts, and it was like I hear that. What's the place? Where are you from?
Spring Valley.
Yeah, I hear that Spring Valley accent coming out, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah, if anything, it's like Swedish.
Yeah, it's a bit. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not
I
Spring
just
Valley accent.
I just want to be clear. I don't I'm just the talent. Like the content, like what's being said and like the act that I'm doing. I get the script and then I act, you know. And none of
Yeah,
it
no,
is
I got no beef. I got no beef with any of that. I think it's good. I think it's engagement for the company, and I think it's good. Do you guys have like a social media person, or is that just like a random?
yeah. His name's John. He played college lacrosse. I've actually talked to him about maybe coming on here and talking about that. And yeah.
Nice.
Uh yeah, so like do you know what Pike's Place is?
No, I don't think so.
It's like a it's a seafood market in Seattle.
Yeah,
It's
how the
like
fuck would I know?
it's like world famous
Oh, okay. No, I don't know.
because of their social media stuff. And they have like the same like 10 people on their social media. So like people get to know
Yeah, okay.
people on their social media. And I was talking to a guy at work, not John, and he said, I think that's a good idea. You know, people start to get to know the people that work there,
Yeah.
even though we have, 50 employees or whatever. You start seeing the same faces. It becomes like more of like a hometown kind of,
It's like a local neighborhood feel.
yeah. And I'm a whore for attention.
Yeah, until you quit and go wash dishes at the dive.
Then I'll be on the dive social media. Me and Corey, like when we worked at Harris Teeter, wanted to be actors. And 10 years later, it's finally happening.
It's not too late.
Um, I went into three places the other day and people said something about the social media stuff. Three, not fucking random in my everyday life, like restaurants I deliver to.
Right.
And then at this party for my aunt, I get in, I sit down, and then every person in there was like, yoo-hoo. And I was like, God damn, dude, like I'm an actor, you know. So I can't even imagine
That's
what
funny.
people who are like actually famous, like how annoying shit is.
That shit's probably gotta be terrible. But they secretly like the attention, just like you secretly are like when you walked into your aunt's house. Uh, so like you act like, oh man, it's so annoying, blah blah blah. But then you're like, you turn around the corner and just like, excuse me.
Yeah. Sure, I'll sign your autograph. I'll sign my autograph.
Yeah, my post got over 100 likes on Facebook.
Oh, remind me to tell you something about Facebook when we're off the air.
Oh
Can't
shit. Okay. All right. Okay, anything else going on with you, lives of recent?
nah. What you got going on? Farmers market yesterday?
No farmers market yesterday for me. Sam is out of town and I'm not gonna go to the farmers market by myself. Um,
Hey, you might want to, bro. A little action from them Amish girls.
that's wild. You never know
Women.
though. Don't put it past me.
Women.
Ah, they might be girls. They're pretty young. Um, all right, so we'll start it off weekly activity.
All
So
right.
7 activities this week. 3 runs, 4 lifts. So I am officially a hybrid athlete.
Hell yeah.
Total 6 hours and 58 minutes of activity, which it's down about an hour because I cut my last run. My last run was shorter this week than it was last week, but 20.79 miles. And my long run on Saturday was an 8 mile. So the week before was 16 mile. This week was an 8 mile tempo run. Um, so I tried to kind of push the pace for this 8 mile and kind of get up there. So I ran it at a 7:45 pace, which I was pretty happy with. Wanted to break 8, ended up doing that. And if I didn't have to run this giant hill that absolutely destroyed my pace because it's basically a mile long hill, probably could have been closer to like the 7:30 pace, which would have been ideal. Um, Ended up getting some new shoes. I got those Nikes I sent you guys like picture of. They're sweet. They're like light blue, but very subtle light blue. So they almost look like a off-white color. You know what I'm saying? Um, Super comfortable. Put them on, and I was like, wow, these are gonna be sick to go on my run on Saturday. And it was the first day I got them, so I think it was like Monday is when I got them, or maybe it was Wednesday. I can't remember exactly, but slip them on, go to tie them up, laces break. It broke the first time I laced it up. Like, the little lace holder, the thing that holds the lace in. It's not an eyelet like on most shoes, but it's like a little string that holds the lace in place. What fucking snapped off the very first time I laced it up. Uh, so that was super annoying. I ended up having to come back and call Nike, and uh, they made it so annoying to exchange. They were like, hey, like if you want to exchange them, then you got to take them to UPS and uh and mail them back to us. And then once we receive the shoes, then we'll start the order for the new shoes and send them back to you. So it's going to be like 2 weeks. And I was like, why do I feel like I'm being punished for you guys sending me a defective shoe? Uh, so she was like, well, we could do this. We could just order it. You could just reorder it, and then you could return and you'll get your money back. And I was like, okay, that's fine. We'll do that. Whatever. So I reordered there. They should be showing up this week. So I'll get my new shoes early this week. Um, I gotta say, I feel like I'm onto something though, because there's a little bit of a hack that I may have found out. I ordered these shoes, they broke, I returned them, and she gave me 10% off for an inconvenience. So maybe every
So
time
you
you
got the
order a
shoes
shoe,
10% off.
right, I saved like $15 or whatever it is. Um, you order a shoe, you fuck it up when it gets to you, you call customer service and you act upset, they give you 10% off and you get your shoe for cheaper. Maybe we're onto something.
You know what that's called?
Probably no, I don't.
It's fraud.
Fraud.
You're being fraudulent.
Yeah, everybody's got to be a little fraudulent every now and then.
I mean, I don't care. Fuck big corporations.
Yeah, I mean, some kid in Vietnam probably made the shoe for 7 cents.
And that's why it broke.
Probably.
It costs 7 cents to make the shoe, and they sell it for what? 140 bucks?
Yeah, 180.
Oh, I forgot what I was talking. Excuse me.
Was shoes are expensive, dude. Shoes are
No doubt.
absurdly expensive. If this was an American made, if this factory was in America, shoe wouldn't have broke.
And it would have been $500.
And it would have been $500. That's true. That is true. And it probably would have taken so much longer to be made.
Yeah.
As some lady that rolls around Walmart in a electric wheelchair. It's probably the one making it.
Is that who you think works in American factories?
Yeah.
Are you anti-American?
No, I'm just
All right, no, dude,
I'm
it's cool. You've shown your true colors. Let's just move on.
I'm anti lazy Americans. And there's just so many of them.
You hate fat people. Let's keep it pushing.
I'm not going to disagree with that. Not going to agree, but I'm not going to disagree.
That's a soft agree.
It's a soft, yeah, we'll call it that. All right, so yeah, back to getting 10% off shoes. You guys try it. Let me know how it works. I will say, customer
Defraud
service.
Nike. You heard it here first.
I'm not against that, but uh, pleasantly surprised with my customer service rep.
Okay. Okay.
Like clear English. That's all I'm gonna say.
I thought you were going to say with their actual customer service and not the language.
Well, that for sure. But it was just not who I expected to get when I called. You know what I'm
Who would
saying?
you expect?
I'm not gonna say who I expected, but I think you can infer who I expected.
You know who knows.
I know who knows. Big time. He knows.
Okay.
Yeah. So just, shout out to Nike. Maybe they're doing it. Maybe they're doing it right. Maybe not defund Nike.
I said defraud, not defund.
Oh, same thing.
Oh, good
All
times.
right. Moving on. I got this big project I'm doing right now for school. It's due Tuesday morning at like 6:45. So uh, basically been working on that all day yesterday, half the day Friday, and after we do this, I'm gonna run to the grocery store and probably work on it some more. I'd like to have it done by the end of the day today, or not done, but I guess more so a rough draft by the end of the day today. So tomorrow morning I can kind of go through the whole thing and refine it. But so that's kept me pretty busy. I've had kind of a hard time starting. You know how like sometimes you work on a project and you're just like you know what to do, you know what the end product is supposed to be, but you have a hard time like just getting started. You know what I'm saying? So
Definitely.
that's been my it's been my struggle so far, but
Kind of like writer's
overall
block.
kind of sort of similar. It's not a paper, but it's just like I don't know, it's just like I'm trying to think of it too much as a whole instead of just starting from beginning. Like let's just use it almost as like little blocks. Let's do the first block, let's do the second block, etc. So got to get on that. Um Last night met some friends for a drink. That bar Hoppers, that's kind of the local little bar near us. Um, Halfway done with my punch card. I got 82 days left till I leave this place,
How many
and
beers is
I
it?
it's 66 total. I probably got like 30 left.
Damn.
I know. So 82 days before I leave, it's definitely doable because I can go there and drink, 3 beers every weekend and be pretty close. Um, but I might need some help. I might need to recruit some of my friends to go in there and drink some with me. But I got to get it. I can't come this far and not get the plaque.
Do they give you a plaque or does it just go on the wall?
Goes on the wall.
Yeah, you got to get it.
What's going to happen though is I'm going to get the plaque and I'm never actually going to come back and see it. I'll never come here again, probably.
I think it's worth a trip
Yeah, I'll come back. Maybe I'll stop by.
to see the
I'll
plaque.
stop through, see the plaque. I got to figure out what I'm going to put on it.
Your name.
Well, yeah, but that's not fun. There's one, there's one that cracks me up every time I go in there. Uh, and it's like kind of in this, I sit almost at the same spot when I go in there just because it's like kind of to the edge of the bar. But it's Orlando and it cracks me up. I don't know why I think it's so funny, but it makes me think of Mike down in Orlando.
I think it should be Trey. I hate fat people, Eller.
That's not thrown out yet. Um, all right, so yeah, did that and then kind of just doing the thing today, but um kind of want to talk locking in. What's your status?
We've been good.
Okay.
We've been good. So it's 30-minute walk after I eat or a workout. So there's something active.
Hmm.
10 pages of a book, which has actually been the hardest thing to do, but I've done it.
Yeah.
Um, Logging my calories,
Hmm.
even if, bad day, instead of just being like, oh, it's a wash, like actually
Yeah.
still putting the stuff in there. And then vitamins. My
Okay.
men's multi, magnesium, and um Fuck, what's the third one? Glucose, I mean. It's like for joint health.
Okay. Um, when do you take your magnesium?
I take it before I go to bed. I take all of it before I go to bed because I wake up so early.
Okay. Yeah. Magnesium is best to take like generally before you go to bed. I was gonna tell you if you took it in the morning to switch it to bed, but sounds like you're doing that. So,
Yeah, so I just like get the vitamin effects while I'm sleeping and hope my thought is it'll take me through the next day.
I mean, in theory, it's not like it takes you through the day. It's kind of a whole body of work in a sense.
Yeah,
Um, that's what's up. So, 100% a week.
let's go into the next one.
Oh shit, we're running out of time.
Mhm.
All right, we'll be back. All right, we got a fun request in. So Tyler put us on Cameo, and we got our first request from a lifelong fan, I think. And it was a nice little pep talk video that they wanted for us. And the prompt was, "This is for Marissa's husband. My good friend is struggling with his fitness journey. He's having trouble being consistent with meals and needs to cut back on milkshakes. I think your experience running a half marathon will truly inspire him." So sounds like a young man that just listens to the pod that's having trouble in life. And so we are going to now play the cameo for you. So enjoy.
Yo, shout out Hushang. First Cameo recording. It says I'm getting paid $750. I don't know if that was like a separate thing because $10 was my shit, but like it's probably Cameo trying to take a little off the top. That's fine. I heard from Hushang and also for Hushang, so that's kind of interesting. It almost makes me seem like you don't really want me to spit game at you about what it takes, cut down on your diet. I mean, as you can see, no fat on my face, no fat on my body. It's all about dedication. You gotta really fucking want it. Otherwise, none of this shit matters, bro. All I do is think gym, non-fucking stop all day. When I think I want to eat a milkshake, no milkshake, twin. I'm getting fucking spinach. I'm not even putting dressing on it. I'm eating raw spinach. All non-stop, bro. You gotta think dedication. That's all that matters. You gotta be dedicated to yourself. You can't cheat yourself. I'm thinking about getting a car accident while I'm doing this, breaking the laws of the road. But that's how dedicated I am to Cameo, to my podcast fans. Ask for me specifically because I ran a half marathon. If you want a full marathon motivation video, you need to talk to Sammy's husband. But that's the type of shit I do. Don't send this to my wife because she don't like when I'm on the phone when I'm driving. Type shit.
And what an interesting request.
Yeah, I mean, from Husheng to Husheng. So it sounds like we're really targeting that Middle Eastern audience.
Good times. I hope you all enjoy that.
Yeah, I think the best advice we can get from that is like wake up in the morning, turn on your JBL speaker, and just throw on the cameo of Tyler's motivational speech to Husheng. I think it's really going to get the people going.
Jim.
Don't forget the spinach.
Yeah. Okay. I also ordered a Cameo. I actually ordered a Cameo, and I asked Tim Sylvia a question. Now, Tim Sylvia, you know who that is, right?
No.
Okay. He's former UFC heavyweight champion of the world.
Okay.
Early 2000s, giant guy. And asked him uh, if he had any. I actually asked him two questions, but he only answered one of them. I asked him if he had any experience as a, because we used to do that multi-sport athlete segment. So I
Okay.
figured big, tall guy, maybe he's played other sports. So that was the question I asked him. And then I also asked him his thoughts on his fight with Mariusz Pudzianowski, who used to be the world's strongest man. They fought in an MMA fight. Um, he did not answer that question.
Interesting.
I don't think he saw it, or maybe he was just like, this is only 25 bucks. I'm just going to answer the first question.
Huh.
So I'm going to play that now. Gonna
Okay.
make it screen share.
I wonder, did he win that fight with the world's strongest man dude?
Yeah, he beat the shit out of him.
So I wonder why he didn't want to talk about it, but whatever.
All right, I'll play it for you now.
Okay.
Trey Tyler, what's up, man? I That's some feedback where I get a little bit. I played 3 years studying pro football, a couple years studying pro basketball, obviously for 16 years, and did slap fighting for a couple of years and became world champion in slap fighting championship super heavyweight division, and obviously MMA, UFC, quite a few other titles in MMA. MMA, toughest sport on earth. Football was easy, just wasn't fast enough to become pro. Basketball was easy, but I just kept fighting. Just fighting when I played basketball, but then I go to football, and I kept fighting, playing football. So I was like, maybe I should try fighting, see how that works. So at the end, that was what I did. And it's funny because when I was slap fighting, I'd get pissed off and I wanted to fight some of the guys. And so at the end of the day, I always resorted back to fighting. I don't know why. That's just me, and it's just what I love to do. So hope that answers any of your questions via podcast, and if not, hit me back up. You guys take care.
Interesting guy.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wonder how many, go ahead.
How many beers he had before that?
That and how many of these he gets.
I don't know. No idea. He really was a bad motherfucker though.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I mean, you gotta be. He definitely was a little sauced,
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
which I mean,
But I
I
mean,
don't care.
he said he played semi-pro football, so I wonder what kind of level that is.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
semi-pro football, semi-pro basketball. Like, what are we talking? The league you played in at the Y?
I mean, that was a legitimate semi-pro league based on the definition of semi-pro. People paid to get into the games. The players weren't.
You'll die on that hill.
I mean, it is. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not saying I was playing against fucking NBA level talent, but it is what it is. I played in an All-Star game. They had an announcer for the whole All-Star weekend, but that's beside. It's not about me. It's about Tim Sylvia.
That's true.
So I'm curious if it's like a Port City Diesel kind of semi-pro football.
Yeah, I don't know much about him, so I don't know really when his MMA journey started, but I would imagine it's probably something like that, like a local semi-pro football team that probably travels around to different areas, um, and plays like other local area semi-pro team. I have a hard time believing it was a super high level type deal, but at the same time, I mean, I don't really know anything about him, so
Yeah, I mean
I wonder.
he's like 6'9".
Yeah, he's
So
huge for sure, but like my
so
thing is, if you would have talked about that and said, like, if he said he played college football somewhere, then I would have been like, okay, maybe he played a little higher level of semi-pro, you know?
yeah, I mean, and also like him, he explicitly said he was too slow. So I mean, a guy that big, and obviously he was in better shape when he was playing, but he Obviously has to be a lineman.
Yeah, it had to be. I mean, he's big. He probably played like left tackle.
Yeah, I mean the taller, lankier guys usually play tackle. So basketball, I I imagine it's probably something similar to the league that I played in.
Yeah, probably. He, I don't know why, but I get like Dylan McSteen vibes in high school.
No, I totally see that.
Yeah, but like Dylan McSteen ended up being like decent, but his basketball was, and Dylan McSteen was good at football. Um, his basketball was really just like a big body that, didn't really have moves. He was huge.
I mean, similar size too.
Yeah,
Like
right.
16 played tackle,
Yeah,
played 4 years of college, 5 years of college, whatever. Um, and then he said the slap fighting championship, which I couldn't do that. I couldn't imagine somebody who fought 16 years being able to just get slapped in the face and then not react, which obviously he said he had a hard time with.
right. Slap fighting championship, that stuff is craziness. Like you just literally stand there and take it because it's not just like an easy slap. It's like they're hitting people with like their fucking palm.
Yeah, I mean, people legitimately get knocked out.
Yeah, no doubt. No, I think it was cool. I think the cameo thing is a cool concept. I think Tim Sylvia isn't much of a showman, and he probably just got flustered and forgot the second part of the question that you asked. But um, overall, I mean, it was a cheap one, so we probably got a cheap answer. But
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate him doing it. I mean, $20.
I do wonder if Tim Sylvia is gonna click on the link and listen to the pod.
No shot. Because I didn't send him a link because you only have a certain amount of characters you can use.
Oh, yeah, 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 that's true. That's definitely true. Well, very interesting. Very interesting to say the least.
Yeah, good times. And Mike told me that I shouldn't buy cameos and I should just literally message every single person I know, which isn't a bad strategy either.
No, I mean something about like the volume, chances, and the odds say that somebody's going to hit you back up. Maybe somebody's bored. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
Maybe we transition to that. But let's move out of this. Let's talk little current events. So I have a fantasy football draft tonight, and I know you've already done your fantasy football draft, correct?
No,
I
no,
thought you said you did it already.
no. We did the draft order.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so we did they paid for a cameo and we got our draft, the dynasty draft. Obviously, the order is set, and then the other league we did it, and I ended up with the third pick, which
Nice.
I'm cool with.
You guys know when your draft is. It's coming up.
It's either this Friday, this Saturday, or next Friday, next Saturday.
Yeah, it's a little early to do it, but this is like the agreed upon time that everybody could have done it. And it is what it is. I'm not tripping about it too much, but I would have liked to wait at least a week, till like the third week of preseason at least. But uh, so I need some suggestions on team names. Do you have a team name in mind?
Interesting.
Like I don't know if you just had anything that you were planning on using or anything like that.
I don't have anything in the clip.
Um, one that I saw that I thought was funny was Plan Bijan.
Okay.
And I like that because I think Bijan is somebody that I'd want to get on my team as well. He would be if I had a top pick, I don't know about the top pick, but if I had a top pick, he would be one of the people on the table. Um, but my question is, if you don't like, if I don't draft Bijan, can I still use that name?
For sure.
Okay.
Unless the person who drafted him uses it 1 year. Uh, I made my team name like Derrick Henry is my pick, and then I put up a picture of a different player who's not Derrick Henry, and then I drafted Alvin Kamara.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, because I think I was the second overall pick that year.
Interesting. Yeah, I gotta think of some names. So there's always the good one I've used before. It's show me your TDs, which I like, but I feel like I've used it before, so it doesn't give the same effect. Also, let's talk strategy. If you had the first overall pick, do you have somebody that you would take?
Honestly, no. I've been pretty slack.
Yeah,
I
I haven't really looked into it either. I was hoping to get some fucking advice from you, but that's obviously not gonna happen today.
I've pretty much only been focusing on the Jets.
Yeah. And that's not gonna help you in fantasy.
No, no.
All right. Well, to anyone that might be listening, if you have any fantasy football advice, leave it in the comments. I need to know who you're drafting. I need to know who your top overall pick is and just an overall scheme. Maybe some good sleepers. Anything that's just on your radar that you're thinking about, just let us know. Be a team player. Don't let Tyler know. Maybe just direct it to me because I'm not in any of you guys' leagues.
Yeah. If you want some fantasy football advice from me, you'll have to go to Cameo and search Husband's Pod. $10. I'll get you whatever advice you need.
Yeah, keep the cameos coming. We just got to get Tyler in more uncomfortable situations and get his stardom out there. You know, he is the star of the Seaview commercials. So keep his acting career going.
Yeah, I mean, I'm open to all types of acting. If the price is right, I'll do it.
All right, guys, you heard it here first. But okay, so moving on from fantasy football, I do want to talk one little quick thing about UNC basketball. So season's kind of approaching. Um, Not like super soon, but they're getting into their summer practices and fall camp and all that stuff. And we got this transfer, Jaden Young, and he's a transfer from Virginia Tech. I think he's going to be a decent player. He's definitely not going to be a starter or anything like that. But it just got announced that he's wearing number 4, which is RJ's number. And I don't think RJ's number should be retired, but I do feel it's a little weird giving somebody his jersey the very next season.
I see what you're saying, but I think it's, you know, even if his jersey was gonna be retired, they wouldn't do it the next year, you know?
Right, but if his jersey was going to be retired, they're like if they knew they were so you can't get your jersey retired in Chapel Hill unless you're National Player of the Year. It's like a unwritten rule.
Okay.
Like no, you can have your jersey in the rafters potentially, but it's not retired. People can still wear the number. I do think it's weird though, just like the very next year having someone that's not like a that's a transfer wearing his jersey. Like I could see it if it was a freshman last year that's on the team and like it was almost like a mentor type situation. Let's let him wear RJ's number. But I feel like he at least wait like not the very next year, you know?
I see what you're saying. Well, it is what it is. You think he's
That's
gonna
just
make
my
a
thoughts.
roster?
RJ,
Yeah. You think he's just gonna be G League?
I
Or
think he'll probably be G League.
did he get signed to a two-way deal?
I don't know.
Some fucking fan you are.
I know he like signed with the Lakers, but I don't know if that was just for summer league or I don't know exactly how that worked. But I know he played okay in summer league, but I don't think he's going to get signed to a roster because he's not going to be immediately anybody's like sixth man that comes in and provides scoring. And that's what he does. He's not going to come in and be a facilitator. He's not going to be a, defensive player. Like he literally scores. That's what he does. So he's not going to do that in his rookie year in the NBA. So he's going to play in the G League, and they're going to be like, "Oh, can this dude actually score? Like, can he do it against professionals?" And then if he does it against professionals, then he could potentially be signed to probably a two-way and come in, and that way he can practice with the real team and provide a look. And then it's like, oh shit, this dude's legit. So maybe year three or four, I could see him potentially being on a roster, but I imagine he spent some time in the G League, and it's mostly because he's pretty one-dimensional. He's a shooter, he's a scorer that is pretty small.
Yeah, the G League is interesting because even if you can score in the G League, doesn't necessarily guarantee you a spot in the league because Mac McClung
Yeah.
absolutely dominates the G League and he just gets a cup of coffee in the NBA every year around the dunk contest.
Yeah, which I don't quite understand.
I think he's good enough to play in the NBA. I mean, obviously he's small, he's going to have issue guarding bigger guys, but I mean, he's explosive and he can score. I mean, I think he could probably average like 7 or 8 points a game. Like he's averaging fucking damn near 30 in the G League.
Yeah, but the thing is, a lot of people's play style, like they have to be featured. Like they're not going to just come in, give you 10 minutes a game and be able to fill it up. Like it's not how everybody plays. Some people have to be like in a rhythm, have the ball in their hands for a majority of the game, and be like the feature of the offense in order to be productive. And I think Mac McClung is kind of like that. He's not like the dude that just comes in off the bench at the end of quarters when your actual starters need a break and can just like go.
Like you.
Kind of like me. Right.
Yeah, I mean, me, you could plug in any offense and I'm gonna get a basket when it's needed. You kind of have to have the ball.
I have to be like in a rhythm a little bit. I'm not going to just come in and just provide scoring.
It's a skill, you know, some people were blessed with it.
No, I
Me,
didn't. I didn't. Don't get me wrong. I did not say that you could do it. You said that you could do it.
uh, yeah,
Uh,
you know, some
I
people are
think
blessed with what I have, and then other people need the ball every second of the day.
I don't need the ball
Oh, he's
to be
triggered.
productive. Um,
Triggered.
I don't need the ball. I need to be involved in the offense, I will say. That sometimes, a lot of that times that means having the ball. A lot of that times means that like I need to be involved, I guess, not just like standing in the corner waiting to get it.
Well, it's kind of like high school. Like TJ needs to get a touch.
Yeah,
Trey needs to get a touch in the men's league.
yeah. I gotta get a touch. Got gotta get a touch. But yeah, that's just like my 2 cents on the McClung situation. I just think teams probably don't think he can come in and be like a person that just fills it up for a couple of minutes a game.
But what does that say about the G League though? Like they want it to be this league that, and it has been in certain aspects that you can filter guys through and develop them. But what does it say when you have a guy who can really do it in the G League and then he's just based on preconceived notions, he's not going to get that shot
I think
at
it's
no fault of his own.
I think it's wrong that he hasn't got a shot because of it. Um, like it sucks, but I do think that's probably teams' analysis of him. They're like, he's not quite good enough for us to feature him as like a part of our team, so we don't want him. You know what I mean? Um, I think that's tough for the G League. I think it's probably goes back to like the people around him need to be like talking to NBA teams and saying, what are you looking for? What is going to get him a shot? What do you need from a player like Mac? And then they need to go to this G League coach and be like, all right, this is how we want to see him used. Because he's not making his career off the G League. Nobody gets famous from the G League really, except him, kind of, because of the dunk contest. But um, like the G League needs to be used as a developmental league in terms of almost specifics, I think.
Heard.
I don't
I
know.
see
It's
what
just
you're
my
saying.
thoughts. All right. Last thing in current events I want to talk about before we go into another commercial break and close it out. But did you see this Trump and Putin meeting?
I did. I did. I saw the. I didn't watch the actual like press conference or whatever. I've heard
Yeah.
some interesting things about it, even from like Fox News, like Trump, typically Trump positive news outlets. The only thing I really saw was the handshake and then the stealth bomber flying over, which I did think was cool. Um, I did see American soldiers rolling out a red carpet, which I thought was fucking absurd. But obviously, you'll have a different perspective on it than I do because you know.
Yeah. So, I have some thoughts, but we don't need to get like too into the weeds politically. I was just wanted to talk about the event and kind of some things about it, like non-politically. Um, there was supposed to be a couple other things that happened. I don't think those happened. I think it was more so just a photo op in a sense, a show of, hey, we can get along. And I think that is important in a sense. And the whole thing with the soldiers rolling out the carpet is, like I get why people have beef with it. I do. I didn't initially have beef with it because to me it's on a military installation. The soldiers are the ones that are in charge with setting the stage. And, he is a world leader. I mean, we want to set conditions appropriately for a world leader. I understand that it is a Russian world leader and it's somebody that we historically have beef with. Um, but Russia isn't the United States named adversary, that's China. So technically we're not an adversary with them right now. Sure, we're funding this war in Ukraine, but that's another story for a different day. So I definitely see the beef with the soldiers and the red carpet thing is it's a little much, and I definitely acknowledge that. But I see like both sides of that one a little bit. When I first saw it, I was like, damn, red carpet? Like, why are we doing that? And then I kind of thought about it. I was like, well, maybe I don't know. But I guess regardless how you feel politically, it was a huge event. Like it was actually like Russia, United States meeting, trying to show some symbol of, hey, we don't have to be allies, but we can talk and we can uh, communicate like real people. Hopefully something comes good out of it, or something good comes out of it. Will it? Probably not. It's probably just some stupid dog and pony show like everything else is. Um, but I do think it was very much staged to make Putin feel a little uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, as like as soon as he gets off the plane, to have just to show that we could,
Yeah.
which everybody knows I hate Trump, but
Yeah.
I fuck with that show of strength though.
There was a couple of things that I want to talk about in the show of strength that like say what you want about Trump, but dude can put on a show.
He's Listen, I don't like him, but he's a showman.
He's a showman. I mean, that's what I said. Politically,
Yeah,
we'll keep that out of the window, but he is an absolute showman. So, you know, it's documented and known that Putin doesn't like standing photo ops.
because
Like
he's short.
he's because he's a short dude. He's short, and then he's standing next to Trump, who's a pretty tall dude, and making Putin look like a little guy. That was absolutely done on purpose. They absolutely were standing there on that stage with right next to each other so you could see how much bigger Trump was than Putin. That was absolutely done on purpose. Um, they had the red carpets coming from the two jets. I I know that Trump did it on purpose. He left his jet early so he could get to the meeting spot early. So Putin basically had to walk 100 feet while Trump was just standing there waiting for him. So it made it seem like Putin is going to Trump. He's like walking to him. While Trump is like, yeah, if you want to talk, you'll come to me, in a sense. So he did that. Um, the handshake, you can tell a lot about like people trying to portray dominance and strength in handshakes. Uh, like when they shook hands, it didn't look like some like, over the top thing, but it definitely they shook hands and then they like it seemed like they held it for a very long time. And it almost seemed like Trump kind of pulled them in closer, which I think is definitely like a little bit of, hey boy, come here, you know?
He's done that to a lot of people, and some people he's like really jerked them close.
Yeah.
And I think Putin kind of knew that, and I
Hmm.
think he was like fighting it a little bit.
He was fighting a little bit, but it still happened a little bit. And then like when they shake hands and you put your other hand on top of their hand, that's supposed to be like a, hey, I'm in charge here. You know what I mean? Um,
It's kind of like when like you're supposed to walk one way and you put your hand on their back and you like kind of lead them.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then also the as like the jets are rolling in or whatever, there's like hundreds, probably not hundreds, but the F-35s like lining the runways. Um, it's definitely not always like that. So those were definitely put out there on purpose. And then the B-2 flyover was sick. Um, and it was funny watching Putin kind of like do one of those and like watch the flyover happen. And then yeah. And then
That
immediately
that
after
part
the fly,
that, that part I liked.
yeah, immediately after the flyover, they got up on the stage and took the picture. So it was almost like he was put into a very uncomfortable position and then wanted to take a picture immediately. So he was just, I think, I don't know, I think the show was put on well in a sense. What it
You want to hop
accomplished,
you want to hop
oh,
into the
is it,
next one real quick?
yeah. Sounds good. All right, welcome back. So yeah, I guess the last thing I want to say is just hopefully something good comes out of it. Not sure if anything will, but we can always hope. You got anything else?
Um, just what I saw that I thought it was interesting that they didn't take questions.
Hmm.
Trump always takes questions, so I thought that was interesting. And then a lot of the news stuff that I saw, like even like Fox News, everybody was like kind of perplexed about like the actual press conference of it. But other than that, I think it was more just a show of strength. I don't think it'll accomplish anything, but I mean, sometimes you just gotta pop out and show.
Yeah. I think,
You know what I mean?
I think that was good that we did that. I think most of what this was for was just to show the world that, look, we can get along. Will it happen? I don't think so. I think Russia has a very different agenda than what we want them to have. So, all in all, I think it's generally for nothing, but hopefully we can come to some kind of terms. I do think there was supposed to have been like a lunch that they were going to go to and where they were really going to like hash out a bunch of different things and they were going to have a chance to talk privately. I think that ended up being canceled. So I really think that this was basically just a photo op. I
Yeah, I
think,
think it was supposed to overall be like an hour and 30 minutes and it ended up being like 15 minutes.
yeah. Um, and I think the reason that they didn't take questions was because the lunch got canceled, which was supposed to have been where they got to talk privately. You know what I'm saying? So like they're not going to do a press conference about a conversation that they didn't have. So I think all in all, there probably wasn't a whole lot accomplished. They took a picture. We made Putin feel uncomfortable. You know, I don't think it was a win or a loss, but I think if anybody did win, it was probably us. but it wasn't like a thing. You know. But
Even if we lose, we win.
yeah, yeah, all we do is win. Win, 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 no matter what. All right, well, let's jump into random questions. I only got one this week,
Okay.
so I'll go first. Um, there's this like video that I've been seeing around, and I'm gonna try and word it correctly, but if your wife is in a fight with another female or multiple females, do you step in and stop it, even if violence is necessary towards the other women?
Like if Marissa's getting like beat up or something,
Yes, or even if she's just in a fight.
I would not use violence toward another woman if Marissa wasn't in danger. But like if Marissa's getting fucked up by like three girls, um, and I'm against violence against women, but I can promise you, bitches are getting suplexed through the earth if you're jumping my wife.
Okay. All right, because yeah, there was this. I haven't actually seen the video, but there was a video of this guy talking about a video, and it's like a husband and a wife. The wife is getting jumped by like five girls, and the husband steps in and is like fighting these girls, like physically fighting, throwing punches, throwing them. And then the comments apparently are like, oh, this is one of those guys that puts his hands on women, etc. But, I was like, I would have, these girls would have been slung. Honestly, if Sam gets in an altercation, like if she's with me, she's not fighting.
Yeah, most likely.
Even if I think she can handle herself, if some woman at the grocery store like confronts her, like my wife, if she's with me, she didn't marry me so that she would have to fight. You know what I mean? So like I'm
Bro,
not gonna be like, all right, babe, get her. Like no. So if I'm stopping that from happening now, I'm not gonna go just deck one female in the face if I can prevent it non-violently.
yeah,
But if there's
it would probably take more than two for me to. I mean, unless like I come around a corner and Marissa's getting beat up by one woman, I mean, then I might fucking hit her.
and you're gonna cave her chest in with a front kick to the sternum.
Yeah, but I mean, like if Marissa's getting beat up by like five women, I'm up in my knockout numbers.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm doing numbers on these broads.
right. No, that's what I was thinking too. Like if I can't stop it from happening without violence, then violence will be used. And it's
They'll find out while they'll find out why there are different divisions for men and women that day.
they'll find out why they'll find out why girls can't play football.
Well, we know that's not true.
Yeah,
BB.
like yeah, but she didn't really play.
Anyway, that's we're getting in the weeds. Um, no, but yeah, I mean, I would say typically no, I won't. Like, I'm kind of in the same boat as you. I'll just prevent it from happening if possible. But there'll never be a situation where someone's trying to jump Marissa. Like, you know what I mean?
No, no, I feel you. Honestly, even if it was even if it was one woman and she's, I can't prevent the fight without violence, going to be violent.
Yeah, I mean, if you're protecting a woman, it's not the same as being abusive towards women.
Now, given I probably won't throw a punch unless I have to, like it
No,
would,
that's like a last resort. Like physically, I could stop one woman or two women most likely without having to throw punches.
right. It would be more so like a sling to the ground.
Or just, grab them by the biceps and just be like, you don't want to do this.
No, no, no. That's what I would do first. But I'm
Yeah.
saying if I couldn't because they're like strong and or whatever.
Have you ever been in an argument with a woman?
Yeah.
And and your thought ever been to react violently?
Violently, no. I've wanted to put my hands on them, but not in a more more like
Yeah, yeah, dude. Not
not
violent. I wanted to punch her fucking teeth out. Yeah, not
that's
violent though.
not what I said. Putting your hands on someone doesn't mean punch your teeth out. I just almost mean like grab you and just be like,
But
yeah,
to assert physical dominance.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I would say that's probably still wrong. My thought is always anytime, and it's rarely happened, but it's always been like kind of like going back to like 1950s thought and being like, I'll beat your husband's ass. Like
Mm,
for, and that's always like, because sometimes Marissa will talk shit loudly.
hmm
Uh, not necessarily, not anything like bad, but like she'll like be like kind of like if someone's complaining at a restaurant, she always does this. Marissa's never like talking shit about people, but if someone's complaining at a restaurant and being a bitch,
hmm
Marissa will loudly say something
hmm
or just kind of stare at them. And I'm like, Marissa, I have to deal with
Yeah,
this. So like then, our wives get into it. Then I have to apologize to this man before I inevitably, have to smash his face into some pancakes.
yeah. This actually makes me think about it. I almost got in a fight in the middle of the street, across the street from my house, like 2 days ago.
Okay. Explain.
It was nighttime, probably 8:30. I think it was Friday night, and I'm taking Jazz over to the dog park and let her sniff for a second. I had just walked Kobe, and sometimes Jazz likes going over to the dog park because she just gets to sniff around and do her thing for a second. So I don't have her on a leash. However, she stays really close. Like she's probably 5 feet away from me. And it's dark out. We don't really have great street lights. I'm crossing the street because the dog park is like right across the street from my house. So I'm crossing the street in front of my house in a neighborhood, and this car comes screaming around the corner. And like they had to like pull up this hill, take a left turn, and then drive for like 50 feet till they would even get near me. And by the time I left my driveway, I didn't even see the car yet. That's why I crossed the street. And they were like close to me by the time I was in the middle of the road, which is like 3 steps. So they were flying. And, I have my dog right there. It's nighttime. They're like not slowing down. So as I'm crossing the street, I like throw my hands up, like, dude. And he like kind of slows down and he like rolls his window down. He's like, what? I was like, dude, you're in a fucking neighborhood. Slow the fuck down. And he like mumbled something off his breath and then like drove away. But like
Yeah.
he was going like 45 miles an hour.
Yeah. He's a
Like he
crazy
was,
person.
yeah. But I didn't actually almost get in a fight. It was
I was
just,
gonna
it
say it
was,
doesn't sound like you almost got in a fight. It sounds like you got in a mild argument, which is typical thing I say when I say I almost got in a
yeah,
fight.
right. It wasn't an idea.
Yeah.
It wasn't that. It
I've
felt
been
like it was going to
based,
happen.
based on that, like, well, your blood's pumping like you want it to happen.
Right.
Yeah, I've been in probably 500 almost fights, but really almost like two almost fights.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. But like your body is in that fight or flight mode. So the adrenaline starts pumping. So my body thinks I got in a fight.
Oh man. Yeah, you gotta be careful with that one because cars always trip me out because someone could have a gun in their car.
Yeah, but at the same time, what do you do? Just not say anything?
Oh well, no, I'm always saying something. I've never not said
Also,
anything for once.
I had a gun in the back of my waistband,
This shit can get weird.
so I mean, if shit wants to get weird, shit can get weird.
Yeah.
Have
I
him
need to
looking
go.
like have him looking like Tupac.
Uh, oh my God. Yeah, so.
That's the end of my question.
My question for you, if you are the person who normally sets up a team, like for leagues,
Mhm.
and you explicitly stated to somebody that you're not playing this year, or maybe playing one or two games, and they need to put the team together, and they keep telling you, they keep asking you, what's the status with the team? And you keep telling them that you are not doing it and they need to put some effort in, and they act like you're leaving them hanging. Would you freak out?
Um, so I would probably do the same thing in their situation just to make you feel bad.
Yeah, I don't feel bad though.
Yeah, but I think that's the goal. So unless
Like,
is this per
why would I put together a team for a team I'm not even playing on?
are you not the leader of the team?
I'm not playing.
Yeah, but do you consider yourself the leader,
I'm the best player for sure. Not
but
even
not a
close.
leader?
No, but I'm not on the team is my point. I've passed the torch this year.
If you pass the torch this year, you're passing the torch every year. If you're giving up your place, you're giving up your place.
Yeah, I'm happy with getting picked up the next year by this team again and taking over my spot, or
No, 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 no,
potentially
no,
moving
no,
to another team.
no, 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 no. It's not how it works. You pass the torch, that you pass over the crown stays with the king.
Till they get killed.
It's a loser's mindset. You want to keep the crown. You've got the crown, you keep the crown. Especially if you're planning on reigning.
I don't want to put together a team and put a bunch of effort in when no one is putting any effort in when I've asked for it.
That's fine. I'm just telling you what to expect the next time. Is this person Drew?
Yes.
I figured.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to do it if I was Drew either.
He wants to play.
I'm sure he does.
I've
I
already
wouldn't want
reserved
to.
them a spot.
Yeah. It's the hard thing is the networking to get the people that are going to play.
Yeah. I don't want to do that if I'm not playing. And he's had months and he just hasn't done it.
Yeah.
He'll go, oh, I reach out to everybody I know. You've texted three people.
Yeah, that's all. Maybe that's all he knows.
And then he keeps going, dude, you know everybody. Dude, come on, man. You know more people than I do. Like, we know the same people, man.
Yeah. That's a tough. It's a tough situation. I see both sides. I wouldn't want to do it if I was Drew. I wouldn't want to do it if I was you,
Now I'm gonna have to scramble to put a team together for him.
because that's
And
what friends do. You want to be the king of the castle, you better lead.
I know, but he's just annoying.
Why don't you just play?
I can't.
Why?
Baby,
What
baby.
about the baby?
We'll have a baby by the time the league starts.
When's the league start?
It was supposed to be started already, but it's not starting until the first week of September. So I might be able to play in like one or two games and then
Yeah, but like
maybe.
why? So I get it. You're going to be a little busier, but like why does having a baby affect you playing in a league?
You gotta be there to take care of the baby. Can't just expect Marissa to
Yeah,
stay at
bring.
home.
She didn't have to stay at home. Bring the damn baby to the rec.
Well, ask Drew why he didn't play in any games the year Reagan was born.
Well, we soft. Coming from the guy that doesn't have a kid.
Yeah, you're an interesting character.
I'm just saying. Uh, I'm just saying. I think you could squeeze one game a week out.
Okay, I'll tell Marissa.
That's fine. It's your wife.
Hey, Trey thinks I'm good to play.
Yeah, I'm sure she'll accept that.
Okay, good.
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 I think it might be nice. It might be a nice like one day of a week, you know, blah blah blah. And then you give her one day a week to go do something she wants to do.
Unlikely scenario.
I'm just saying how I feel. It's what this is for. It's an outlet for us to say how we feel, right?
I guess.
Kobe's
If I said
being
how I
mean.
really felt about stuff, we'd get canceled.
Yes. Honestly, if more people listen to this, we'd probably already be canceled. Um, all right, Pat's peeves. I got one Pat's peeve, and it's Wes sending Instagram reels that I've seen months ago on TikTok.
Yeah, he's behind the curve.
Yeah, man. He got off the TikTok game, and now he's an Instagram reel guy, and they're behind the times over there on Instagram reels.
I guess my question was kind of my pet's peeve too.
In a sense, yeah. All right, I got one Mike's like, and every morning, not every morning, but there's certain mornings I'm driving in for PT and like when I'm going to the gym, and there's a big Air Force population on Fort Leonard Wood, and they do PT together. There's probably like 60 of them, and they always show up at this one parking lot, and they do PT at this like run route, and it's a pretty short run, but or at least I think it is, but the Air Force PT uniforms are gray shirts and they're like cotton shirts. And then they have like blue Air Force shorts that they wear. And I guess they were on a run this one time, and I see like all of them on this trail. They kind of look like ants, and they're coming back to the parking lot. And this dude was running, and he had two trails of blood pooling down his shirt from his nipples. It was so funny. I got a nice chuckle out of that. It was a good time.
It's fucked up.
It was absolutely fucked up. Just like instantly made my morning better knowing how much he was suffering in that moment.
Yeah, I've obviously had the nipple rashes before, but I've never had the bleeding.
No, like I'm telling you, trails of blood, like perfectly in a line down his shirt, like from his nipples. I was like, fuck yeah.
That's rough. That's
I
rough.
know he was absolutely going through it. I've never had it that bad.
My Mike's like is when you're cutting a fish, when you're filleting a fish, you get to the point where you have to like roll the ribs
Mhm.
and keep the belly in. And my Mike's like is when I actually keep the belly in and get a nice perfect fillet instead of fucking it up and messing up the belly.
Yeah, just kind of satisfying a little bit.
Yeah, because I mean, because when you're new at cutting, it's hard to roll the ribs.
Hmm.
And most of the time, I mean, it's not like the fillet is fucked up. You just lose a little bit of your yield.
Yeah,
Perfect. Most people don't even use the belly, but it helps us as far as like final weight.
for sure.
And it's nice when you can get a nice perfect fillet.
I hear that. All right. Got a quote of the week to send everybody off with. I think it relates a little bit. And the quote is sometimes to break patterns, you got to break patterns.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Okay. Who's it by?
I have no idea.
Trey Eller.
No, it's not by me. Uh, but yeah, like if you feel like something's happening and it's out of your control, or the same thing keeps happening, you gotta break the pattern. You gotta switch it up.
I fuck with that.
Yeah. All right, dude. Well, that's about all I got. I think Kobe's growling at me wanting to play, so I gotta take him on his walk and then do some laundry, go to the grocery store. So,
Heard that.
all right, dude. Well, Any closing comments?
Honor, courage, commitment.
Fuck yeah. Non-negotiables. All right, dude. Peace.